Real quickly before we begin, I want to thank this video's sponsor, CarMarshal.com. CarMarshal.com can save you lots of money on buying used or new vehicles, cars, trucks, school buses. If you want to save money, I'll have a link in the description down below. I know I'm going to...
Only on Cairo 7, a wake-up call for a Washington family.
The person on the other line said, "Unplug your Alexa devices right now."
A private conversation recorded inside their home.
I felt invaded, like total privacy invasion.
They say their Amazon Alexa device then sent it to someone else without their consent.
I'm never plugging that device in again. I can't trust it.
New at 11, one family's
to know if the same thing has happened to other Alexa users.
She sure does, and I believe Amazon does too. Now, for the record, Amazon told me tonight what happened to the woman you're about to meet is very, very rare, and they're working on it. But she says what happened to her is a serious breach of an expectation of private conversations in your own home, and she wants Amazon to make sure that everyone who uses Alexa has privacy in their own home.
My husband and I would randomly joke sometimes, like, I bet these devices are listening to what we're saying.
Until turn up the heat to turn off the lights. But Danielle told us via Skype that 2 weeks ago, their love for Alexa changed with an alarming phone call.
The person on the other line said, "Unplug your Alexa devices right now."
That person was one of her husband's employees calling from Seattle.
We go around and unplug them all. He proceeded to tell us that he had received audio files, recordings from what was going on in our house.
Danielle says her Amazon device in her Portland home recorded a private conversation and sent that recording to a random contact, which happened to be the employee in Seattle.
At first, my husband was like, "No, you didn't." And he's like, "You're sat there talking about hardwood floors." And we're, "Oh gosh, you really did."
Danielle listened to the conversation and she couldn't believe someone 176 miles away heard it too.
I felt invaded, like total privacy invasion. Like immediately I'm like, I'm never plugging that device in again. I can't trust it.
Danielle unplugged all the devices.
It was one of these that sent it.
And she repeatedly called Amazon. She says an Alexa engineer investigated.
Well, our engineers went through all of your logs. They saw exactly what you told us, exactly what you said happened, and we're sorry.
We're sorry.
He apologized like 15 times in like a matter of 30 minutes and said, "We really appreciate you bringing this to our attention. This is something we need to fix."
And did he tell you why it happened?
He said that the device guessed what we were saying.
When we asked Amazon questions, they sent this response. Amazon takes privacy very seriously. We investigated what happened and determined this was an extremely rare occurrence. We are taking steps to avoid this from happening in the future.
You know, husband and wives, when they're in the privacy of their home, they have conversations that they're not expecting to be sent to their address book.
Well, Danielle has asked Amazon for a refund for all those devices that she no longer uses. Amazon seems reluctant to do that, and we have pressed Amazon today several specific questions about exactly how this happened. We didn't get specific answers. If we hear any more,
family removes Alexa devices after a stranger in another town heard everything they were saying. "I'm never plugging that device in again because I can't trust it," a homeowner said after her Alexa sent an audio recording from inside her home to a stranger. By Rachel Blevins, May 24, 2018. Portland, Oregon, a concerned family is speaking out after they claim that their Amazon Alexa device recorded a conversation they were having in their home, and sent it to a random contact who alerted them to the fact that he had heard everything they said. A homeowner named Danielle, who asked for her last name to remain anonymous, told Cairo 7 that she and her husband were in their house, discussing home improvement projects and hardwood floors when they received an urgent call from one of her husband's employees in Seattle. The person on the other line said, Unplug your Alexa devices right now, you're being hacked, Danielle said. We unplugged all of them and he proceeded to tell us that he had received audio files of recordings from inside our house, she said. At first, my husband was, like, no you didn't. And the recipient of the message said you sat there talking about hardwood floors. And we said, oh gosh, you really did hear us. The employee sent the couple the email he had received with the audio files, and Danielle confirmed that it was, in fact, a direct recording of their conversation. She told Kiro 7 that the Amazon Alexa had access to every room in her house because it controlled the heating, lighting, and security system in her home. My husband and I would joke and say I'd bet these devices are listening to what we're saying, Danielle said, noting that they never imagined the smart device would record their private conversations and then make them public. After unplugging all of the devices, Danielle said she called Amazon multiple times before she received a response. When an Alexa engineer finally looked into Danielle's claims, she said he acknowledged that the device had recorded conversations inside her home and emailed them to a random contact, and he then apologized profusely. They said our engineers went through your logs, and they saw exactly what you told us, they saw exactly what you said happened, and we're sorry. He apologized like 15 times in a matter of 30 minutes and he said we really appreciate you bringing this to our attention, this is something we need to fix. Danielle said. However, one of the most alarming factors in the ordeal was that the Alexa device made a recording and chose to send it to a contact on its own, without alerting the homeowners to what it was doing or asking for permission. Danielle said the engineer did not explain why it happened, or if it was happening to other Alexa users. In response to a request for comment on the issue, Amazon claimed that it takes privacy very seriously. We investigated what happened and determined this was an extremely rare occurrence. We are taking steps to avoid this from happening in the future. Danielle is now seeking a full refund from Amazon on her Alexa devices, and she said that the incident left her feeling invaded and unsafe in her own home. A total privacy invasion. Immediately I said, I'm never plugging that device in again because I can't trust it, she said. While there have been multiple reports of homeowners who are concerned about just how much their smart home devices are listening to them throughout the day, this is a unique example in which individuals were able to prove that their conversation was monitored, recorded, and shared without their consent. Last month, a cybersecurity firm discovered that the request for Alexa to repeat or ask another question can be muted, which could leave Alexa listening for a reply from the user for hours, and creating an indefinite audio log. While Amazon claimed to have repaired the problem, a report from GearBrain noted. Cybersecurity researchers created a way for Amazon Alexa devices to eavesdrop on their owners, listening indefinitely without their permission and sending transcripts of the recordings back to the researchers. The flaw in how Alexa works, which has since been patched by Amazon, saw the creation of a seemingly innocent calculator skill the word for an Alexa app with code which caused Alexa to keep listening after providing the requested answer. This covered recording was then transcribed and sent to the researchers as a text document. As the Free Thought Project has previously reported, while Amazon devices can be activated by a number of wake words, including Alexa, Amazon, computer and Echo, and users cannot turn off the required microphone, they can track what Alex has recorded and to delete it. To track and delete recordings, open the Alexa app, click on Settings, then click on History. You can then select and delete each entry.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use. And also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, you know, fighting for freedom. And you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.